Welcome back. Welcome back. Your man Don McKay in here, of course. The Don McKay Show on firetelevision.com. Very serious weekend in Baltimore. Police in the city are searching for suspects. They're searching for clues in a series of shootings that took place over the weekend and sent more than 20 people to the hospital with gunshot wounds. 20 people. Police say that 15 were shot in the city on Friday and 6 were shot on Saturday. In a Saturday night shooting, police say that they found 3 women ages 31, 25, and 60 years old suffering from gunshot wounds to their legs. The victims told police that they were standing outside around the 500 block of Streeper Street when an unknown assailant approached on foot and opened fire. This is the type of things that are happening around the country, but we're talking about Baltimore. I don't want people to think that this is only something that is happening in Baltimore. Detectives are investigating that incident. Police also said that 5 people were shot in the 1300 block of West North Avenue between Drude Hill and Pennsylvania Avenue in West Baltimore Friday evening. This happened just before 8 p.m. What is going on? We have the variant Omicron that is raging around, and we have an influx of violence that is happening in cities around the country. Now, of the 5 victims, a 36-year-old man died of his injuries. The 4 remaining victims suffered non-life-threatening injuries. One woman told WBAL 11 News that one of the victims is her husband. He was shot in the chest. He was taken to an area hospital for treatment, and we are hoping for his speedy recovery. So as we talk about these homicides and we talk about some of the crime that is happening in Baltimore City, according to a release from the police this morning, there have been 327 homicides in Baltimore this year. 327. That is 4 more than this time last year. There have also been 708 non-fatal shootings in 2021, 9 more than this time last year. What is causing all of this? There's a lot that you could point to. There's a lot of things that we could speculate about. Usually, I say that crime is directly related to money, economics, hope, or lack thereof. And all of these things are drivers of crimes. So when we talk about crime, you have 7 different types of crime. Crimes against persons, crimes against people, also called personal crimes, include murder, aggravated assault, rape, robbery, etc. Crimes against property. Property crimes involve theft of property without bodily harm. Things like larceny, auto theft, burglary. You also have hate crimes. This is something that you've heard about lately, hate crimes. These are crimes against persons or property that are committed while invoking prejudice of rape, gender identity, religion, disability, ethnicity, etc. Crimes against morality. Crimes against morality are also called victimless crimes because there is no complaint or victim. Prostitution, illegal gambling, illegal drug use are examples of victimless crimes. Then, of course, you have white-collar crime. White-collar crimes are crimes committed by people of so-called high social status who commit their crimes in the context of their occupation. This is like embezzling money, stealing money from one's employer, insider trading, tax evasion, other kinds of tax laws. Then, of course, you have organized crime. Organized crime generally committed by structured groups, typically involving the sale of illegal goods, illegal services. Many people think of the mafia when they think of organized crime. But the term can apply to any group that exercises control over a large illegal enterprise like drug trade, weapons smuggling, money laundering. You have that. And, so you have those. And so arrest data really shows a clear pattern of arrest in terms of race, gender, and class. And now we're starting to really hone in on some of the drivers of crime. So, for instance, you have young, urban, poor, Black and brown people, historically marginalized groups all over are arrested and convicted more than others for personal and property crimes. This is a fact. Certain groups are in fact more likely to commit crimes than others because crime is often looked at as a survival strategy. So depending on where you live, a lot of times you can be obviously more prone to be around crime, be the victim of crime, and in some instances, possibly even commit a crime. But when you look at these official arrest statistics, treatment by the police, sentencing patterns, there are definitely some things that need improvement. Definitely some things that need improvement. Of course, you just tuned in. It's your man, Diamond K, The Diamond K Show, of course, here on firetelevision.com. We're going to do this. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with more of the show after this. Welcome back. You made Diamond K in here, of course, on firetelevision.com. On all social media, I am at The Diamond K Show. So charging documents reveal more about the shooting of the police officer, the one that is on life support in Baltimore, that was shot last week in an ambush. Two men who confessed to the shooting of Officer Holly had bail review hearings today, and both men, Elliot Knox and Trayvon Shar, both locked up, no bail status. Knox will have his review on Tuesday after his attorney asked for a postponement to prepare for that case. Holly, as I said, is on life support at Shock Trauma. We are all praying for her recovery. Police charged Knox and Shaw with first-degree attempted murder. Police said that they confessed to two shootings, one involving Officer Holly. An hour after that, police said the men showed up at Lucia Avenue in Southwest Baltimore and shooting their next victim, which was Justin Johnson. According to these documents, Johnson was found in the driver's seat of his Lincoln Town car. Court records showed that Knox read his Miranda rights waiver. He agreed to speak to detectives and said that Shaw was responsible for the Pennington Avenue shooting of Holly and that they were responsible for the Johnson shooting. Very interesting. So Shaw told Knox that Johnson owed him money and that he was going to holler at him. Surveillance footage from the area helped police zero in on the other two men. So police continue the search for motive in both cases while friends and family continue to wait for an update on Officer Holly. This story obviously has just moved around the country. Whenever you hear a police officer ambushed, a lady officer at that, Holly had been with the Baltimore Police Department for 2 years. And as I said, she remains in grave condition and is still on life support. Just a sad situation there. I mean, when you look at, and I've taken time to look at her Facebook page, look at some of her pictures, listen to some of her friends speak about her, and it just seems like she's a genuinely nice person. But these two men charged in connection with this ambush shooting, and it is very unfortunate, very unfortunate. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show, of course at On Fire Television. So 2 guns used, 2 guns recovered at a Baltimore County house, one of which is confirmed to have been used in both of those incidents. And Police Commissioner Michael Harrison from Baltimore City said that both suspects have criminal histories involving multiple jurisdictions. They want to put that out there. And here's the thing, actually. I really wanted to touch on this. And let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Let's come back. And this is quick, 10 seconds. Take a quick break. We'll come back. And I want to talk about, I'm glad that they have who they said did this crime. But I also want to talk a little bit more about crime and what I have noticed about, let's talk about Baltimore City in general. Baltimore City, police officers, and crime and the solving of crime. We're going to take a quick break. This is the Diamond K Show on firetelevision.com. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. Here on the show, we deliver the biggest political and trending news stories of the day with interviews and original reporting from across the country. Show is fun, show is upbeat, but I also want to expose what is really happening in this country. On this program, I will give you the American story from my perspective. In addition to the top news stories of the day, check social media, and we definitely comment on the latest topics that are trending. Join me weekdays, 8 a.m. and our rebroadcast, 8 p.m., the Diamond K Show on firetelevision.com. So I understand that there was an outrage about this police shooting, this ambush shooting. And they threw some money around, make a reward, and the case is solved in a couple of days. I mean, they have 2 people in custody in a couple of days. I mean, it was all hands on deck. And I get it. I understand what the sense of urgency was. Police wanting to find out who shot their fellow cop, right? So why is it that if it's a high profile case, they solved that joint quick, right? We put a reward out there, and they work the cameras, and they figure things out. They get a confession. But if it's just Joe Blow, just an average everyday citizen of Baltimore, there's no sense of urgency. We just have all of these unsolved murders, right? My thing is that when we talk about these murders, when we talk about over 300 murders, maybe if the police and whoever else started solving some of these other crimes, that would lead to criminals not being so emboldened. Because they talk about people are worried or not worried about any consequences from the state's attorney's office, Attorney Marilyn Mosby. There's also not a fear that many of these cases are going to even be solved. Unless it's a high profile case, I just don't see the sense of urgency. I see police on the scene. I see the yellow tape. I see the chalk on the ground. I see them writing some stuff. Sometimes we see the mayor. Sometimes we see the police commissioner come out and make some statements. But when this police officer was shot, it's all hands on deck. It's every cop. They figured it out. They solved the crime, and I'm glad that they did. And when Miss Player was shot, the lady that was shot in the church, all hands on deck. It's this big thing because that was, of course, outrage that you had a senior shot and killed inside of a church. But my thing is that if they have the police, the sense of urgency to solve every murder, I think we would, one, have more of these crimes solved, but there are too many crimes that happen that the police don't seem to care about. They don't seem to have the desire to solve the crime. Only these high profile crimes. Because you can't, there was no witnesses to this crime, but yet, boom, they solved it. They got two people, and these people allegedly confess. This is amazing. Why would they confess? I don't know. Do we know the actually that these people did it? They said they did it, and hopefully we'll see some evidence. But if they can solve this crime that quickly, why do we have so many unsolved murders in Baltimore and around the country for that matter? So all it takes is the governor or the mayor or the police commissioner to throw some money around and say, oh, there's this big reward, and then the case just gets solved. Well, then do that for all the murder cases. Throw some big reward out for all the murder cases, right? Is it that they don't care? Is it that they're only going to work if they are affected, if it's one of theirs? Well, in regards to Miss Player, who was the senior that was shot in the church. Of course, she wasn't, directly related to the police, but that case was solved. The governor, he gets on TV and he throws a reward out. And I don't want people to think that I didn't want these cases solved, because I do. But I'm just trying to say, why don't they do that all the time? Why did the police not have that desire to solve these cases all the time? Why does it only have to be these high profile cases? Why is that? Is this by design? Is this what is it? There has to be something, because there's a difference in the way that it is handled when there's an officer shot, or some outrageous thing when you have a senior citizen shot, or some kind of brazen thing like that. That's different than we report on murders and crime in Baltimore City all the time, right? And like I'm talking about over the weekend, 20 people shot over the weekend. There's no sense of urgency. They weren't on the TV offering any reward in those instances, because these are just regular everyday folks. It wasn't anything outrageous from the standpoint of it being some high profile citizen. That's what I'm saying. Of course, the Diamond K Show is an On Fire television production. You can get this program on demand, WRF Radio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, of course, youtube.com/DJ Diamond K. Very excited about the WRF Radio app. Take a moment to download WRF Radio in your app store. Leave me a comment. Of course, you can scroll your timeline, attend the Zoom meeting on mute, do some online shopping, all while listening to the Diamond K Show. And On Fire Television is an advertiser-supported audio and video network. You get breaking news, podcasts, and TV shows covering topics that are important to our culture. OnFireTelevision.com is where you go to discover, engage, and connect with the latest news, podcasts, and, of course, original TV programs. You want to support the Diamond K Show? Very easy to do that. This digital network is powered by the people. Head on over to onfiretelevision.com, grab a t-shirt, some other merch. You can also become a sponsor of the Diamond K Show for as low as $50. I'm able to deliver our news and our views on this program because of our listeners and our sponsors. We are powered by the people, and I appreciate your support. You want to get in touch with me, djdiamondk@gmail.com. Definitely check me out on Apple Music. Search Diamond K. Have a Christmas song out, the Christmas Time remix featuring Nikki Fire. Check that out. That is streaming everywhere. Everywhere you get music. I mean, Apple Music is my preference, but that's not where you have to go. Anywhere you get music, just search Diamond K. Let's do this. Take a quick break. We'll come back and finish out the show. Welcome back. Of course, Diamond K in here on firetelevision.com. So COVID-19, the Omicron variant is raging, and it now makes up the majority of COVID-19 cases in this country. 73.2%, according to the CDC. They updated these figures on Monday. So statistics are for the week ending December 18th and show the rapid spread of the variant in the United States, and that is an increase from just 12.6% of the cases just 1 week ago. So this variant has really taken hold. Now it is the majority of the cases. So what does that mean? We're in what they call flu season, what they call cold season. So you have that going around. You got people just getting sick. Now, this new variant is highly contagious. So in addition to what we would normally face with regards to cold and flu season, now that is multiplied, and that's how we're getting this. So some people are not wearing masks. So just a whole conglomeration of things, and it is not good. We have had the first death due to the Omicron variant in Texas. So you have that going on. A lot of venues canceling, a lot of things in New York City specifically. They are really having a tough time. But all over the country, in over 40 states, this variant is present. And just like I said, just a week ago, this thing just popped up, and this thing just went crazy. So we definitely want everybody to stay safe. Everybody take care of yourself and others. This thing is not quite over. And according to reports, they think that we are going to be dealing with COVID-19 well into 2024. Seeing how we are just a couple weeks away from 2022, that means what you say, we just halfway there. Wow, this thing is far from over. And I'm not saying that I expected it to be over really, really quickly. I'm just saying I did not expect for them to talk about 4 years, potentially 4 years. So you got some people that are not trying to get any type of vaccine. Some people that are I got Johnson & Johnson, just one shot. Some people have their 2 shots. Some people are on the booster shot. And I'm hearing reports that they want the regular dosage to be 3 shots. So you have people all over the spectrum with regards to the vaccinations. Health officials are urging residents to be cautious as hospitalizations are surging. So the variant is sweeping across the country. It's become the dominant strand as it relates to COVID-19 cases. In many states, they are resuming health updates. Maryland's governor has COVID-19. He was on some of the shows, doing some of the shows yesterday, right? And I could tell he was sick by the way that he sounded. It was not surprising to find that Governor Larry Hogan, who has so much to say about Baltimore and is telling everybody what to do all the time, it turns out that he has COVID-19. So of course we want him to get well and all of that stuff. As of today in Maryland, there are 621,220 confirmed cases of COVID-19, which is a 28,541 increase since December the 3rd. So statewide positivity increased from 5.43% to 10.27%. So it doubled. It has doubled. It is something that, yes, I know people are tired of it. I know people want to get past this, but as this Omicron variant sweeps across the country, I don't think that COVID-19 is done with us yet. Now, we may be done with COVID-19, but it is not done with us. So CDC says that the numbers, nearly a 6-fold increase in Omicron's share of infections in only 1 week. 1 week. So scientists in Africa first sounded the alarm about Omicron less than a month ago. And on November the 26th, the World Health Organization designated it as a variant of concern. So that's when it came on the map. That's when we first started to hear about it. And the mutant has since shown up in 90 countries. 90. Now, much about the variant remains unknown. We don't know as of yet whether it causes more or less severe illness. We do know that it is highly, highly contagious. Now, all we have is early studies, and these early studies suggest that the vaccinated will need a booster shot for the best chance of preventing the Omicron infection. But even without the extra dose, vaccination should still offer strong protection against severe illness and death. But they got to preface that by saying we don't really know. It just hopefully should. And so that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're facing. So if it's not crime, then it's COVID-19. And if it's not COVID-19, then it's the incompetence of folks in Congress. If it's not the incompetence of folks in Congress, then it is inflation and prices rising, and you're going into stores and stuff is costing way, way more than what you are used to. So we have a lot of things going on in this country and the world for that matter. But we're going to continue to talk about these things. We're going to continue to hash these things out. And we are going to get through this. We are going to get through all of this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. Of course, YouTube.com/DJ Diamond K. I will be back here tomorrow for more of the program, more to come. As far as On Fire Television, we have some big announcements coming, and we are going to be making those. So make sure that you follow us on social media. Check out our programs. As I said, you want to get in touch with me, DJ Diamond K at gmail.com. And I will see you guys tomorrow.